The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. We're going to take a look at the German DAX. As you can see, it's been quite strong this morning, and also the FTSE. Also, it's had a pretty good rally as we're rallying here in the S&P. I'll cover that part of the rally here in just a little bit. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I got more information, I got more emails about this than anything. I've been doing this in 14 years, folks. I want to cover it right now. Here is we'll have Stan Harley as our guest, by the way. This is the trade that we did on Friday. We were selling the Russell at 22.78. Last night it dropped 25 handles. It got down to 22.55, and we raised our stop to 23.03. So we're only risking 5 points on that. I'm doing that trade because it's a perfect Gartley trade. If I cannot do that trade, I can't do any trade. That's just as perfect as it gets. Sometimes it already worked for 25 handles, but you're looking for something larger. And so I was just leaving a stop at break even. And the reason why I'm doing that, boys and girls, this is the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, because I know I'm beating a dead horse here talking about this kind of stuff, and you guys can laugh and joke whatever you want to make. But let me tell you something, boys and girls, you don't want to laugh and joke about this. This is about as nice a trade as you could ever get. It made a new high today by just a couple of ticks, and probably make another new high. But we're up 10 weeks, and we're up 10 weeks in the AB leg. We're up 10 weeks in the CD leg. It's at a 1.27 expansion. If you look at the newsletter closely, each of those expansions was exactly equal. And if it doesn't top this week, it'll probably go up forever. And that's what it is. The reason why I put my stop at break even on the Russell is I don't know where it's going to go. But if it does turn, it's got a good chance of going down. Now, no one complains when we sold the bonds and they're down 3 handles from where we sold them. I mean, that's a good thing. We made a nice profit in the gold, on the short gold market. That's good. But everybody's concerned about the fact that I'm doing this trade in the Russell. Boys and girls, that's just nothing more than a Gartley pattern. If I cannot do that trade, I can't do any trade. So that's the main thing. The other thing is about the grain markets. I think sometime in the next week or so, we're going to get a really good buying opportunity. I don't know when it'll be, but we're still watching that one very, very closely. Now, I want to, one of the things that I did this podcast for these financial trading ascension people, and the one story that they wanted to hear more than any other is when I really decided that I was going to leave Eli Lilly. And it was two-part. First of all, it was 1970 is when I decided. I didn't leave until 75. My mother had passed away on January 28th, 1970. In April, they sent me down to Grady Memorial Hospital down in Atlanta to get the drug cephalosporin, Keflex, put on the formulary there. They'd not been able to put it on in 2 years. Harlan Stone, the chief of surgery there, just didn't particularly like Lilly, and so they sent me down there for 3 days to try to convince him. For 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, I tried again. I couldn't get in. I waited in the waiting room there for 6-7 hours each day, and then finally Friday around 1 o'clock, I knew I was supposed to have a flight at 6, so I said, well, I better get out of here. So I told the young lady, I said, I'm just going to go to the movies. I'll try another time, and I'm going to go see Airport because I'm a big Dean Martin fan. And the intercom was on. He said, Shirley, send him in. And so I went into his office, and he said, you're going to the movies? And I said, yeah. He says, how about taking me with you? I said, okay. So we went to the movies, didn't talk anything about nothing except enjoying the movies. We got back. He saw a few more patients. He said, come on out to the house for dinner. And so we go out to the house for dinner. Beautiful ranch property, just absolute horse property, just absolutely incredible. We got to the front door. and his wife was actually in tears. And she said, you got to go out to the stable. She said, the vet's out there, and the Sadie's having a really hard time. And this was his horse. He had several horses, but this was his favorite. And there she was laying there. And that the vet said she's got a very bad infection, and she's not going to make it. And I said to him, I said, well, if it was my horse, I'd give him some cephalosporin antibiotic. And the vet says, that's probably not a bad idea. And so Harlan Stone says, let's do it. So they had the pharmacy bring out from a different hospital, bring out some Keflex, or it was Keflin, and they treated the horse. And we went and had dinner. I came back, spent the night, flew out early in the morning. I go into the office on Monday, and I got a message from my boss, and he said, you're going to go up on the 11th floor. I was on the 7th floor. When you went up to the 11th floor, you only had two choices. You were either going to be fired or promoted. And I didn't think I was going to be promoted. So I went up there, and there was my boss sitting there. His boss was sitting there. The director of medicine was sitting there. And that's neither here nor, let's see, to somebody here. Okay, all right, let's move back here. I get upset here. Not upset, I get confused when someone Skypes me something. But anyway, I said, they said, what did you do down in Georgia? And I said, well, I went down there to try to get, Keflin on the formulary. And I told him the story, and I didn't tell him the story about the horse, but I told him, I said, yeah, I went to the movies with him, and then we went out to his house. And then I talked to him about the drug a little bit, and he decided to use it. And the director of medicine said, what about the horse? And I said, oh, well, I said, the horse was dying. And I said, they tried everything else, and, it's a very safe drug. So I figured that, it'd probably be a pretty good shot. I said, it is listed for Elanco, which is Eli Lilly and Company for the agricultural veterinarian products. And the director of medicine says, well, that's not the way we do business. And I almost said to myself, oh, yeah, right. I didn't say anything. My boss didn't say anything. And I said, my boss said his job was to go down there and put it on the formulary. And he said he did. And I think we did a good job. Well, 3 months later, I was demoted actually out to California to do the same thing for Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, USC, and also UCLA. That was my job, trying to put that stuff on the formulary. And I got out there, and I tried for 4 months. I couldn't get any headway, just like I was doing at Grady Memorial. I couldn't do anything. So I called Harlan Stone, and I asked him, I said, you know anybody out here that could help me? And he said, yeah. He said, Leon Morgenstern. If you ever go to Cedars-Sinai, you'll see the wing there, Leon Morgenstern's wing. And I went over to see him. He gave me a introduction, and boom, it was done. I got it done in 1 day. I got it done. People had tried for 2.5 years to get it done. And from then I just coasted with Eli Lilly because I knew it was over. And I had such an easy job that it was just made it real easy. So that's how I did it. And I know I'm silly, but that's really what happened. So that's I think that's pretty much. I don't know if anybody thought that was important or not, but that's neither here nor there. We've got a real great chart here from our good friend David White here on the wheat. You notice here you've got a really nice getting ready to have a nice buy pattern in the wheat. I certainly agree with that. That's a beautiful Gartley right at the 786. There's a report today. I don't know what the report has done so far, but I would imagine that it's going to be pretty much. We'll see here. Okay, let's get back here. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the opening call risk-free today.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I posted a chart from Rich Anderson that shows the risk-on program with the Japanese yen, and there's 5 examples up there, 6 examples. 5 of them worked, 1 of them didn't. But we're in one of those situations now where we're at a high risk-on area. I mean, why not? I mean, things go straight up. Everything you see is going straight up. Couldn't look any more bullish. But, boy, when I look at that NASDAQ chart on that weekly, knowing what I know now, I'd be real scared. But, you know, I've been scared a lot. Believe me, when these things, it might go up 10, 15, 20 weeks. I don't know. This could be the spectacular blow-off that people have been waiting for. And, you know, the fact that we're moving up again, you know, moves up. All I was doing was selling the weakest of the 4 groups. Now, remember, the Russell is the next best futures to trade after the E-mini S&Ps. The S&P, Russell, NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones is the worst because that's only, 30 stocks, and they're cap weighted. So it's not price weighted, and so that makes a big difference in how it looks. Another interesting chart that we got from the Elliott Wave folks this week. I like to see their pictures because they show a lot of different things, and this is the one on real estate because real estate everywhere in the western United States going nuts, and I know it is in Florida. But you'll notice here that we've had a huge move here. But this shows the equity allocation of households and their total financial assets. Look where they are, folks. They're higher than they were in March of 2000 and in December of 1968. Remember 1968, this market went sideways for 13 years before it broke out. So I think we need to pay close attention to what's going on. There are a lot of people in the market that shouldn't be there, folks. All I'm doing is I'm looking at that NASDAQ chart. It's got everything you could possibly ask for. A, B, C, D, 10 weeks up, 10 weeks up. Go back and look on your NASDAQ charts, folks, and see how many times it's been up 10 weeks in a row. And you'll be surprised. It's not very often. So I imagine it may be this week that we might see a correction. Maybe it'll be down one day this week, but No promises. Who knows? All I know is that when I did the Russell trade, I could have taken a nice profit down there, but not on that big pattern like that. I have to play with the rules that Gartley gave me. And he said, you stay in there until it exceeds your point, and then you take your small loss and stand aside. So if we get above 28.03 in the Russell, that is basically a 5-point loss, and you got to move on. And that's not very much in the Russell because it'll slip with that much pretty soon. Look at coffee, cocoa, and sugar for Ruby. We can do anything like that for you. It'll only take me a second, and it won't take very long at all. So just give me a second. I've just got to get to the old futures page, and we'll be able to look at it. I believe the cocoa was getting ready to. You wanted coffee, cocoa, and sugar. All right, we'll do the cocoa first here. Yep, cocoa was breaking out. We was hoping that would happen. So let's take a look at it right here. Hold on here. There we go. Let's get this up here. Hold on just a second here. Didn't quite make the target, but we were getting ready to see it turn up anyway. We had a pretty good run here from 23. We already started on Thursday, so we were already looking at that. So that's another one to pay sort of close attention to. Okay, now you coffee, cocoa. You want to do the coffee? That would be KC. Just a second here on the coffee, boys and girls. I'm trying to catch this at one time or another, and there we go on the coffee. I think we're in the midst of a little bit of rally in the coffee market too, so hold on just a second, and we'll get this up here and see where we are. Here we go with the coffee. And we didn't quite make that target either, but I still think we got a chance at it. We came down, we made the ABCD, but we didn't make we made a perfect ABCD actually there at the 148 level, but we didn't get to the 50% retracement that I thought we would get to. We only made a 382 retracement in the coffee. So I think that's a pretty good one. Hold on, I've got several limit minders going off right now at one time. One happens to be in platinum, and I wanted to see because we were expecting a little bit of a rally in the platinum, and I wanted to see, hold on a second, I'll have it up here, and then we'll look at it. Then we have coffee, cocoa, and sugar. Sugar's an interesting one. Just a minute, I've got to do that in sugar for you. Yeah, all we're doing now in platinum, folks, is just a second. Let's get this up here. We're just getting ready to go up to this next level here. This has had a bullish pattern. Oh, hold on just a second. And there we go. We'll have Stan Harley will be our guest here at the break. And then the sugar is the really interesting one. So stay with me on the sugar because I did a whole special report here for someone on sugar over the weekend. And that is a really important one. Let me get it up here. This won't take very long. So let's get it up here because this is an interesting one. Okay. Yep. Here we go. Let's pay attention to sugar because sugar has made a major top, boys and girls. You'll notice here, this goes back over the last 10 years. You'll notice the 382 retracement went to 1850. We hit that spot on. We hit the perfect 61% retracement at 1840. We're now trading at 1699. We are going down in the sweet stuff, boys and girls. That's the main thing to pay attention to. Look at the August. I want you to look at the August of 2016 when we were at a 61% retracement, a 50% retracement, a 1.618 expansion, a 1.27 expansion. And that's where I met Cy Monley. It was 5.5 years ago. And he was so wildly bullish. Sugar was going to go to 60 cents a pound. And I said, yeah, but before it gets to 60 cents, it's got to get to 24. And I said, I don't think you'll see it at 24. And it got to 23.97, and that was it. It actually got to, and then it just turned down from there. So, and we've been friends ever since. So that's what we're looking at: coffee, cocoa, and sugar. Sugar looks bearish. Cocoa and coffee are both looking okay. So that's what we're paying attention to right now as we look at some of these things. Hold on a second. I got to catch up with the other stuff that I've got in here because if I don't, I'm going to have these limit minders go off, and I don't want to do that. We'll have Stan Harley will be our guest here at the break, and we'll be in pretty good shape here to answer any questions that we have. So hold on one second here. Anyway, that's it. Okay, hold on. Just bear with me a second. The natural gas is starting to pick back up again, folks. It's going to attempt to take out that high at the 385 level, maybe today or tomorrow. So we need to watch that because if it doesn't get through that, that'll be an interesting double top and something that we should pay very, very close attention to. So bear with me one more time here, and I will be with you in just a second. I have to update some of these prices so that I don't give you any misinformation here. And we'll see where we are. Okay, now with that, Russell is now still 10 points under where we sold it. So that's hanging in there okay, and that's it. The bonds are making new lows. That's what we wanted to see. The gold's in the midst of a rally. We covered that. And that's pretty much what we're looking at. We're going to have Stan Harley will be our guest here at the break. If you have any questions, it's 877-927-6648. Folks, the reason why I tell you some of these stories is because, I've been doing this for myself for a long time. Anyway, the only way you can survive doing this is to keep your losses relatively small and put the edge in your favor. That's what the ABCD patterns does. It puts the edge in your favor. Now, when you have the Gartley pattern, like we have with the Russell, you have a 61% retracement, which is a number we really like. You got a perfect ABCD. Okay, that is a Gartley. You give me that trade 100 times, I'm going to clean your clock 70 of those times. 20 of those times I'm going to break even, 30 of the times I'm going to lose, but I'm going to win most of those times. 877-927-6648. Stay tuned for Stan Harley, the Harley Stock Market Letter.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe we have Stan Harley of the Harley Stock Market Letter on the line. Stan, are you there?
Hello, Larry. Yes, I am indeed.
Hey, welcome back from your sabbatical, my friend. What do you want to show us today? We're looking at the S&P Large Cap Index, and you're looking somewhere around my sister's birthday, July 19th?
Hey. Larry, I think we have a little bit more upside to do. Right now, we have the S&P and the Nas comp in record high ground. The Dow is flirting with it right now, and the New York Composite is just a couple of millimeters away. So I think we're going to continue head higher probably for about another week, and I've got some work I'm going to show you here in another chart. But the first chart here is what I call the trading cycle chart, and each primary cycle, and the primary cycle is a cycle that I've identified. It's pretty much the dominant cycle less than 1 year. I did a very detailed analysis of this and wrote a paper for the Foundation for the Study of Cycles, and that article is going to appear in the July issue that's going to come out here in a few days for folks who might be interested. And I discussed this. The primary cycle averages about 34 weeks. There typically are 4 distinct trading cycles in the pattern. And by my reckoning, we are in the 4th trading cycle right now, and we're right in the heart of the envelope for a crest in this pattern. I see it probably coming the early part of next week. So I put the dates 19 to 22 July, and I think you'll see 4 out of 5 of what I call the big 5 major indices in record high ground. Notable laggards, Dow Transports, and as you were referring to earlier, the Russell 2000.
Okay. Now, Stan, when you do you weight? I mean, when you're looking at these, when you look at the SPX, you're looking at the Dow Jones, you're looking at the Russell. Do you give greater weight to the Dow Jones or the S&P or the Russell or the Nasdaq when you look at these cycles, or do they all run on their own numbers?
Well, all the benchmark indices tend to make their highs and lows together within a day or so, but normally on the exact same date. Now, the amplitudes, what happens on the y-axis, i.e. the price, can vary among the major indices. I put particular focus on the S&P. That's what most everyone does. That's what I do most of my analysis on. But one will find that the NAS, the Dow, the New York Composite, the transports, they all move up in lockstep fashion with the S&P. But I focus in particular on what I call the 5 major benchmark indices. I call them the big 5. I'm looking for confirmations or non-confirmations, and that's what I look for at pivotal turns, either highs or lows.
Okay. We have a question from one of our listeners in Florida, and that is, have you ever looked at astro cycles? Because the question is because Dewey had did some work on that, and I just wondered, because you had been with the foundation for so long, if you'd ever done anything like that. I think we asked this question before, and the answer was no, wasn't it? Oh, no, don't tell me I've lost connection. Broadsword to Danny Boy. Broadsword to Danny Boy. Come in, Danny Boy. Broad, short. Stan, are you still there? I think we've lost Stan. Oh, dear. No, I'm having a internet problem here. Can you hear me okay, folks? 10-4, 10-4. Broadsword to Danny Boy. Broadsword to Danny Boy. Come in, Danny Boy. The chicken is in the pot. The eagle has landed. Well, evidently we've lost Stan for sure, because he's not. I've had a lot of problems today. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to do now that we've lost him. So I guess we could try to figure out if we can get him back. But I have been having so much trouble with the monsoons. We had one Saturday build. It almost flooded the whole area, but it dissipated quickly. But we're fine with that. But it's just been all day morning. It's been losing data and fighting with Skype, and so I've not been able to. There we go.
Larry, I'm back with you. Yes, we
10-4,
lost your signal. Not sure what happened.
Now that's from the old Arizona segment that caused. Go ahead and finish up about the astrology. Was you had never done anything with the astrology, as you said once before. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
Well, let me restate. I've done a lot of work analyzing that, and I have not found sufficient correlation to use it for my work. I know that is contrary to what you and a lot of others do.
Oh no, I know very little about it. I'm a pattern recognition swing trader. I understand patterns. The astrology stuff is tough. It looks good sometimes, but it's never 100%. And there's nothing out there that's 100%. That's what people have to realize. You know, if you get a slight edge, that's all you really need.
Indeed. I'm looking at the screen on the computer here, and you might have my chart occluded with my photograph. Something you might want to check real quick. But while you're doing that, I'll just go on. Yeah, I find utilizing cycles and Fibonacci relationships, either time counts themselves or ratios, seems to work the best for me in analyzing markets. But I put the greatest emphasis of all on market cycles.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's for sure. Well, your primary cycle lows has sure been spot on. That's absolutely for sure. Now, you had one other chart here that's pretty interesting, and that is this longer term one where it says it has to do with Bitcoin. And since we have so many people that love to talk about this, I mean, a lot of people don't trade it. But let me ask you two questions. You're a pretty smart fellow, and I respect your opinion. Do you believe that this is a bubble, or is this a new technology that will go on to do great things in the future? What is your feeling on that?
Larry, I don't know that I have an answer for that. My guess is it's going to be around a long time, but I just don't know the implications of that. What I do know is I can look at the data and I can analyze it and make some reasonable expectations about what I think is likely to occur. And we can see the Bitcoin chart on the screen. A lot of people have trouble doing technical analysis on this. I find that Bitcoin is very cyclical. And good old Fibonacci and Lucas work very, very well, exceptionally well. Here, this chart on the screen, this is a log chart going back to the very first day of trading back in 2010. And what I have found, Larry, is each of the major highs, the pinnacle highs, are separated by a very, very nice Fibonacci series expansion. And I've labeled the major highs across all of the peaks. June of 2011, November 2013, December 2017, and the most recent in June of 2019. And a couple of interesting things jump right out. Not only the Fibonacci relationships, but notice how each of these pinnacle highs essentially coincided with a base power of 10 and then pulled back below that base power of 10. So the high in June of 2011, it poked above 10 and then dropped back below it. Okay, the next move up is 100. We got above 100, pulled back below it. The next major peak occurred at 1,000 on November 29th of November 2013, broke back below it. The next base power of 10 is 10,000.
Okay, can you stay with us while we pay a few bills? There were a couple other questions that we wanted to ask you, Stan, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll be right back, folks. Stan Harley, the Harley Stock Market Letter.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, Stan, I have two questions, and then we'll let you go. One is, what type of correction are you looking for after this primary cycle reaches a high? The next low was 2, 5, 10%. Do you have any guidelines that we should look for?
Yeah. My guess, and this is just an educated guess, Larry, it's going to be somewhere in the 10% range, plus or minus. Okay. And I say that because we are really, really extended on the high side here. And that would seem reasonable from just looking at the charts.
Okay. Now, the next question is, any indications on the Treasury bonds, what you're looking at there?
Well, if we have a moment, I'd like to go back and just finish on Bitcoin, if we could do that.
Shut the front
Never
door.
Got quite to the end there.
I'm sorry. No, that's my fault. Give me a break here. I'll get her all back together here. In fact, when you look at that Bitcoin chart, when you look out on a log scale, there is absolutely no way that you can think this is bearish. I mean, this is just a flat out genuine bull market, it looks like.
Indeed. And the Fibonacci expansion series is working very, very well in this market. And I found when I start the analysis from the high back on June the 8th of 2011, each of the major highs corresponds with a significant Fibonacci ratio, 0.236, 0.618, 0.764. And when I do the regression analysis, which is a mathematical technique that finds the best fit, it computes the cycle and the standard deviation, which is a very, very low 4.0 calendar days, which is just astounding over that period of time. Wow. What the analysis suggests is we should have the next important trend change in the vicinity of December 24th, 2021. So what's that, 5 months from now? Doesn't tell us whether it's going to be a high or a low, but the pattern would suggest it would be a high. And it would suggest that we would get up near the 100,000 mark over the next 5 months. Yeah. It could be a low, too. We won't know until we get closer to it. But if the Fibonacci expansion series continues in its present form, it would suggest that we should be looking to the December 24th time period, plus or minus about 4 calendar days, for some type of important pivotal reversal.
We are going to save this chart and open it on Christmas Eve. How does that sound? We'll take a look at it then. But 100,000, I've heard that figure before. The old high was, 66,000. So 100,000 is not that far out of the realm. I mean, when you're at these levels.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No.
Okay, those were the two questions. I want to thank you for joining us today, and may God bless and stay safe, and we'll have you on in a few weeks. Is that okay?
Thank you, Larry. I look forward to it.
You bet. Stan Harley, folks. Stand-up guy. Harley stock market letter. Go ahead and take a look at it. He's always in the top 10. All right, boys and girls, let's move on here and see what some of these markets are doing. Let me catch up with, hold on, any other questions? We've got no questions right now. To hear someone like Stan Harley say 100,000 in the Bitcoin, you have to respect it, folks, because the guy really understands numbers. I don't whether he understands Bitcoin or blockchain, that I don't know. All I know is that he does understand numbers incredibly well. Okay, now let's take a look here quickly to see where we are with the Russell is still trading about 10 points under where we sold it. We still have a stop working in on that. The S&P's up about 10 points, 11 points, 43.70. NASDAQ is messing around, not doing too much. I think it's in the midst of a little bit of a rally here, and that's pretty much what we're looking at right there. The gold's the important one, folks. We made a really nice low down there today at the 1792 level. The fact that it comes back so quickly, we go from 1792, we rally $17. One half the harmonic number right up there to 1808, and we're trading at 1805 right now, and it's trying to make a bottom in here. The question is, we're going to get it down enough to where we think we have a really substantial bounce. We've bounced quite a bit already today. We've not given any of it back. The most we can give back is about $3 or $4 in gold. That's a good sign from the bullish thing. And also platinum is looking pretty good. Silver is still lagging badly. I mean, it's just it's this wicked stepsister of the precious metals, but those are the main things. The only thing, folks, that I can really, I try to give you the best information that I have, but I know I'm going to sound like whatever I sound like. This is the one you got to pay attention to, folks. If you've got a lot of money in the stock market, especially in the NASDAQ, pay attention to that, folks. Now go back to here, just a perfect example. Look at October. Look where we went. We went from October of 2019 into February. Look how many weeks in a row you were up there. I mean, there's a couple of down weeks in here. This one hasn't had any down weeks for 10 weeks. The last time we had one of these, we went 12 weeks, and that's when we went from 14,000. We dropped all the way down to 12,000. We dropped 2,000 points. When this one comes, it's going to be a lot more than 2,000 points. They're going to hurt some people, folks. These Robinhood people and all these guys that thinks all you have to do is buy and it goes up every day with the log boys. My gut tells me to be careful up in here. I did a special report on it. I don't want to. Well, anyway, these numbers are big. The fact that we made a higher high than last week by just a couple of pennies and didn't go anywhere, maybe that means something. Maybe it doesn't. But the S&P continues to go higher. The Dow going higher mainly because of Goldman Sachs and a couple others. But these markets are still going up. My warning here is just be careful up in here. And that's all I can tell you, because when I see a pattern like this, you give me this pattern 100 times, I'll win 80. So this has got a very high probability of turning, but whether it's going to be today, tomorrow, the next day, that's why when I looked at the Russell, I picked the weakest. That's what Livermore said. Go after the weakest and buy the strongest, sell the weakest. And that's why I did the Russell. And I'll probably be out of the Russell at break even today, but I won't be out with a loss. But that's what we're trying to do, is correct our mistakes and not lose very much as we look through some of these. We still got 3 hours of trading, so we're about halfway through. And of course, anything can happen from these levels, and it usually does. Remember, folks, we do have Tim Bost on as our guest on Wednesday. And remember, Tim made some spectacular calls. If you remember, that he was on 2 weeks ago about his Zeus program, about that Zeus factor. And boy, you remember, he said that, to buy it on July the 7th is what he said. And from the July the 7th, we went straight up in that S&P. I mean, that had, an 88% chance of winning, and that's exactly what happened. So we're going to have Tim on to see what he's got for us on Wednesday. You don't want to miss that for sure. Okay. Any other questions? 877-927-6648, and we'll see what else we have here that might be of interest to anybody. I think I covered all the questions that I had over the night. The big one, of course, was with the shut the front door. Boy, I lost my train of thought from the beginning. Well, I can't remember what it was, the first question today. I thought I covered it. I must have, otherwise I wouldn't have had. I got it scratched off my list. Okay, let's move on here. I wanted to share one other chart from the letter that I think is important. Just get it up here. And that one is this one right here. Is this euro? We're getting down here. We just missed our sale in the euro last night. We had a really nice indication, but we missed it by about 10 pips. And then the market just, gave up the ghost. But that was one. This looks exactly like the Russell one, folks, only the Russell one worked and this one didn't. So that's what we're watching. 877-927-6648.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of the Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks. I posted a chart of the crude oil because it was important where it closed on Friday and where it opened Sunday night. I sent a special video on that if it stayed at that 61% retracement, there'd probably be at least $1 a barrel. We went down to the 38%. Folks, we've got a program coming up this on the 14th and the 28th of July. It's a double program for Basil Chapman. And if you want to add some real value to your education, I highly recommend both of those because you get value way beyond your wildest dreams in there. So that's the 14th of this week on Wednesday, and then on Wednesday the 28th will be the follow-up. So you got double webinar, and it's got some great information, plus you get his service, and that's something you really want to look at. So I think it's quite important. When I send out a video, what I try to do is to give you a best idea of where I think things are going. You know, we don't know exactly where they're going, but sometimes the market will telegraph that we know it's going to go a lot higher, and that was a possibility of crude oil, that if it gapped up quite a bit on Sunday night, that it had a chance to do that. But it stopped right at the 61% retracement and immediately sold off 150. By the way, there's a new contract at the CME. It's a micro crude oil. It's 100 barrels instead of 1,000, 1/10 the size, so that if you want to practice with it, it's a great thing to trade. It's got great fills, and it follows his number sequence, and the pattern's just about as good as anything you could possibly look at it. We did the same thing in the gold market. As long as gold didn't get above, at 1812, it got to 1810, and it sold off an easy $20 from there. So that's where we're seeing some really big swings. Remember, $20 in gold is like 40 handles in the S&P. We haven't seen a 40 handle move. We had a 20 handle move Sunday night, but of course the market came and took that all back. So pay attention to that NASDAQ, boys and girls. That's where the game is. The game is setting at that NASDAQ with 10 weeks up. Those are weeks, not days, folks. Those are weeks. That's not an easy thing to do. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.